beautiful Tromsø, Norway, a city known as a gateway to the Arctic. And behind me, right there, is the Polar Museum. We found some real interesting antique chess pieces and chess board here made by Russian trappers. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, this chess play, it's found on Spitsbergen at Svalbard in the 1950s or 1960s. It was excavations by archaeologists from Tromsø Museum. And they found a very nice chess play. It was probably made by the Russian who lived in this house in the 1700s. And they made the chess play by wood that they found on the beach. And they made it probably to have something to do in the late dark evenings. So maybe they had a chess tournament in the winter.
Behind me you can see seal hunters, but let's get back to the chess Olympiad. What happened in round 4? On the top board, Azerbaijan defeated France 2.5 to 1.5, with Mamedjarov winning on board 1. In the big matchup Russia-China, it was a very hard-fought 4 games. Kramnik and Grishchuk, I think, on the Russian team had some tough, worrisome moments, but nevertheless, all 4 games ended in draws, with a final score 2-2. In the Norway-Poland match, Magnus won against Wojtaszek, a rather convincing game, and so did the Norwegian team, 2.5 to 1.5. The upset of the day was Turkey defeating Italy, 3.5 to 0.5. In the women's event, the Iranian ladies continue to impress everyone. In round 4, they have defeated Slovakia 3.5 to 0.5. China was also very convincing against Azerbaijan 3.5 to 0.5. And Russia defeated Germany by 2.5 to 1.5. The upset of the day was Indonesia surprisingly defeating Armenia to 3.5 to 0.5. In the open section of the Olympiad, after 4 rounds, there are only 3 teams left with 4 match wins: Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, and Serbia. In the women's event, there are still 5 teams who won all 4 of their matches: China, Indonesia, Hungary, Russia, and Iran. Individual records: in the open section, there are still 9 players with perfect 4-0 score, while in the women's event, only 6 ladies who won all 4 of their games. For the Gaprindashvili Cup, which is the combined results for the open and the women's event, the leaders are tying China, Russia, and Serbia for now. Today, in round 5, in the open section of the Chess Olympiad in Tromsø, we're expecting some very fascinating games. On board 1, Azerbaijan is facing Serbia. On board 2, we have Russia against Bulgaria, and on the top board, an epic battle between Kramnik and Topalov. And on board 3, we have Armenia against Norway, with the world number 1 world champion Magnus Carlsen against the world number 2 ranked Levon Aronyan. Look out for all these fascinating games, and of course many more of them on the other boards as well. The top matchups in the women's event are Indonesia, China, Hungary, Iran, and Russia, Georgia. The thunderstorms escaped Tromsø yesterday. In fact, it became a beautiful night. But maybe we'll see the lightning hit today on the chessboards here in Tromsø at the arena in round 5.